Hey, it's Vaughn from the shop Houston, and today we're discussing a new exciting product for the R35 GTR. That's the Speed by Design Digital Dash. This dash adds an awesome modern touch to all your GTRs, has digital gauges. You can have it in an OEM style Nissan theme. There's a theme like Lamborghini, Audi R8, and plenty more coming as the weeks progress. The firmware changes on this dash platform are pretty significant. There's always some new stuff that's coming out. You can get these at theshophouston.com/digital dash, and we have a few in stock. This kit comes with, of course, the dashboard itself, an OBD mileage synchronization cable, a USB cable that's an extension, HDMI cable that's an extension, and some brackets and hardware, and those are going to be used if your GTR is a 2017 or newer. Now let's go ahead and check out the dash, and I'll walk you through the ports. So let's go ahead and take a look at the ports here. As you can see here, this is where your OEM CAN bus integration occurs. This is where your stock harness plugs in. On this port over here, that's where your mileage synchronization cable plugs in. Over here is your USB interface. That's going to be where all of your updates come from. And your HDMI port, that's going to be where your premium features like EcuTech gauges and integration with other digital radios occur. This dash is available in two separate versions. There's a light version and a premium version. They're both at different price points, but the hardware remains the same. It's just a software difference. So with the light version, you get your digital dash and access to all the themes, and you have a modern instrument cluster. With the premium version, that adds the wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, and those HDMI functions that I was talking about earlier. Now let's go ahead and install this dash in a GTR we have in the back, and I'll walk you through some of the features. All right, so we got this hooked up in the car. The first step was to connect the mileage synchronization cable to the OBD. As soon as you did that, the dash came on, and within seconds, the mileage pulled from the original instrument cluster, and we were ready to go. Then our technician finished up the install, got it buttoned up, and now we can show some of the features of the dash. So come check it out. So I would say my two favorite themes of this dash is going to be the OEM GTR style gauges, and my second favorite is the Lamborghini Performante Huracan theme. We'll check both of those out in this video. Right now, of course, we have the GTR theme. It's the default theme when you install the dash. How it's set up is you have your tachometer in the middle, along with your speed and mile per hour. You have your gear indicator in the top right, outside temperature, coolant temperature, fuel level, along with an approximate how many miles are left over. You have a trip counter, you have A and B, just like factory. And then in your bottom left, you have your odometer. The window that's on the left side, that's a multifunctional window. So we'll go through that in a second so you can explore some different features that can show up there. But let's talk about the buttons that are surrounding the cluster. So your top left button, that's how you'll manipulate your trip. So with a simple press, you can toggle between A and B, and if you do a long hold on it, it'll reset whatever trip has been counted. Your up and down on this is, of course, like your brightness settings, and you can adjust that. When you're going through the menus, though, the up and down is how you go up and down in the menu. Over on the right-hand side, on the top right, that's what you're going to press to cycle through different options in the multifunctional gauge. And in the bottom right, that's how you'll confirm, or like, I guess the equivalent of clicking like OK when you're trying to go through different menus. So let's look at some of the different multifunctional options. So on the top left, you can see when I press that, turn into a boost gauge, and as I rev it, it's very responsive and vacuum changes. And if you were driving around, you would see boost. We'll keep going. You have your all-wheel drive torque split. Just have a bunch of different parameters here, like oil life. You have your transmission temperature, battery voltage, oil pressure, oil temperature. Then you have another menu here for distance traveled, how long the car's been running, average speed, fuel economy, and fuel efficiency. And that's in miles per gallon. You can change units. We'll look at that in a second. So then we have TPMS, HDMI if you had that enabled, and then any sort of warnings. Then here we have the settings menu. So theme 5 is what the numeric value is for the GTR gauges. We'll change that in a second. Of course, we have it set up for English. Over here in units, you can check out, you can change it from Fahrenheit to Celsius, miles to kilometers. You can do PSI into bar, mile per hour to kilometer per hour. I'm gonna just go up so it selects back and then select again. Also here in your car settings, you can go to options and there's different things that you can set up like auto shift. I think it's pretty cool that you can turn your seatbelt light off or airbag light off for any of you guys that have race cars that have harnesses and don't use OEM seatbelts anymore. Over in the maintenance category, I thought this was pretty neat. You can set up your own reminders for how often you want to do services and be reminded for them. So we set this car up so every 3,000 miles, there's an indication, and 10,000 miles on transmission oil. Go back again. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and change the theme to the Lamborghini theme. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna go down to theme 6, and when I hit OK, it'll actually trigger a restart on the dash. And we'll get that loading screen here in just a second. So as you see now, we are in the Lamborghini theme and it's set up really nicely. Go ahead and get the settings out of the way. It's pretty neat. Okay, so now I think the next thing that we should check out is CarPlay. So give me a second. I'm gonna pair my phone to the dash and we'll come right back. So I just got my phone paired with the dash and I have it set so my phone is set up with the dash with CarPlay, but it outputs the audio to the stock, or if you have an aftermarket radio, that's cool too. But I think that's a really important feature to understand because there's a lot of guys that really like the way that the OEM radio looks and feels. Like with the MFD gauges and having everything look pretty OEM plus inside the car. So I think having CarPlay on the instrument cluster instead of potentially even putting something aftermarket in your center console might be a pretty popular option, especially for the guys that are running 2017 and newer cars, because right now I know there's a new dash that just came out, but not everyone wants to go ahead and install that. They want to maintain what they have from the factory. So getting to add those features and having wireless CarPlay on your instrument cluster is a really big convenience, I think. So as you can see in our multifunction display area, there's a small window for CarPlay. And if you want to make that full screen, using the bottom right button, if you hold that for a few seconds, that'll make it come up. So in terms of it being intuitive, that's a little bit lacking. But you get used to it pretty quick. Using the up and down button, you can toggle through the menus. So you'll see that different things start being selected. And so like here I have music and I can go ahead and select that and put on this generation's greatest artist for sure. And that'll just go ahead and play just like normal. You can also control your media functions from your phone. So if you have a moment, of course I don't advocate doing this while you're driving, but on your phone you can go ahead and select a different song. So go to a different album and can select that, and now we've got a different song playing. And if you want to check out your now playing, you can navigate to that menu and you can see that as well. Let's check out some of the other functionality. So we can go to Maps, and this is really convenient in my opinion, having this full screen. So I can go ahead and on my phone, I'll select Baker Nissan, and it'll show me full screen my routes. I don't have to pay any close attention to my phone once we have that rolling. And you don't have to worry about looking over at the radio. Everything's just right in front of you, and you still have your mile per hour and your tachometer visible on the screen. Now, if you want, while you're using maps, let's go ahead and just set the route. So,
starting route to Baker Nissan.
We have the route going, and I'm going to hold down this button in the bottom right, and it goes back to the full screen of the dash. And you can continue to use all the functionality of your instrument cluster, being able to see everything bright and clear. And I really think that this is like a really awesome upgrade for people that are trying to add a modern touch to their GTRs. Like, it's been a while since something came to the market where it was affordable and it really transformed the way that your car looks and feels, and this is really it. And I think it's really exciting. And we're going to have one of these dashes in stock at the shop Houston, always. We'll have one in stock, so as long as 2 people don't come on the same day, we'll have that available for you. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this dash, and if you want to get one in your GTR.